Welcome to True Crime with Strategic Eyes.
Mic check, mic check. Perfect. All right, we're back in business. You guys can hear me? All right. Let's try that again. Strategic back again. All right. Okay, we got the sound worked out. I'm sorry about that. The good thing about YouTube is they'll allow you can do very minimal editing once you do a live. So I will probably be able to cut out that first part. So it's all good. For people who are going to watch a little bit later on, they probably won't see the fact that we didn't have any sound in the beginning of the show. But like I was saying, we had a really, really awesome show last night, powerful show last night, where we actually spoke to the first victim of DeVario Cruz. The first victim of DeVario Cruz, and DeVario Cruz is the father of Dante Campbell. This little boy, 4 years old, who was taken away from this beautiful earth. It was a great, great interview. I want to give a big shout out to the cousin who wanted to remain anonymous. She didn't want to say her name, but she's very brave and very powerful. She wants to be anonymous to the world, but she's not anonymous to her family. Her family knows that she's out here bringing awareness to her cousin, Dante Campbell. And you could only imagine the amount of pressure that this young woman was under, that she's speaking out basically against her family, because her family didn't do as much as they should have did to try and nip this in the bud, to rein in this monster, DeVario Cruz. And so she's being basically treated like an outcast. So that's it's amazing that she has the courage to come and talk to us. But anyway, it was a great show, so make sure you go check that out if you haven't checked it out already. But we're on to the next case. We're not going to forget about the Campbell case, but we do have other cases that we have to discuss. And so we're here taking care of those other cases. So guys, wow. It is so amazing that this mother has not been taken into custody yet. It's amazing that this mother is walking freely as her 9-year-old daughter has yet to be located, ladies and gentlemen. So I want to go ahead and play a quick snippet for you real quick. And then I got to see what my daughter wants. She's standing right next to me looking at me with like the 1,000-yard stare, like, she probably wants some money. Guarantee you. So let's play. Let's see what's going on. She wanted to tell me she's going to work. Good, thank you. Last night, I couldn't go to bed because we let her go to a Halloween party, and I can't go to sleep until she gets home safely. So I stayed up till like 1:30 in the morning. She wasn't that far. She was like less than 2 miles away from the house. Let's keep going. Well, I don't know what's going on. So apparently we don't have no sound. You know what I think happened? I believe that this probably updated. I think that's what happened. I think it updated, and when it updates, it kind of like corrupts all of your settings. You have to go in and manually redo it. But sometimes I don't know that this software that we use to stream has updated. Let's do a quick sound check.
And
all right, so it's working now. So we'll bring it back a little bit so you guys can get it from the very beginning. I do apologize for all of the technical issues that we've had so far in the stream. You guys know that it's not usual that we deal with so many technical issues. All right, let's start this over again. My apologies, guys.
It's breaking news from your news channel.
Good evening, I'm Beth Farnsworth.
And I'm CJ Ward. We begin at 6 with sheriff's investigators and the FBI searching the Vandenberg Village home of missing 9-year-old Melodee Buzzard.
And News Channel reporter Jared Zinn joins us live from the 500 block of Mars Avenue. Jared, investigators are still there.
Good evening, Beth and CJ. That is right. We are here outside of the Buzzard home in Vandenberg Village, and I'll step out so you can see they have taped off the street and they've been bringing in additional equipment to conduct the search. And we can see movement inside the house. There are lights moving around as investigators continue their work on searching for the missing girl. Sheriff's detectives and the FBI are serving follow-up search warrants at the Buzzard home. This is in the 500 block of Mars Avenue,
So weeks after Melodee Buzzard has been missing, finally, the police have enacted a search warrant. I believe that the reason why they're moving so fast is that the FBI is starting to take the lead in this case. As I said weeks ago, that this is not a San Bernardino County sheriff's case. This is not a sheriff's case. The sheriff should not be leading the way in this case. Procedurally, this is an FBI missing persons case. This is a national case. Why? Because we all know that Ashlee Buzzard did not do anything, because we don't even know what she did to Melodee. We want to keep hope alive, right? But she didn't do anything to Melodee in this state, in California. She drove Melodee 3 to 4 states away, ladies and gentlemen. So why is the sheriff's department taking the lead in this case? This is an FBI case. And why do we want the FBI? Because the FBI has more resources. And there's a greater chance that we can find out what happened to Melodee if the FBI is running the case rather than the sheriff's department. Let's keep going.
a storage locker and the rental car Melodee was last seen in. The case remains an active missing persons case, and the Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office says no arrests have been made in the case. They are following every lead and working with multiple agencies. A video was posted on social media this morning that shows Ashlee speaking to an investigator, and neighbors say she left with the person she was speaking to. Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Public Information Officer tells us that this investigation will take considerable time.
These searches they're slow. They take a while, and we knew that we were going to be inside this residence for a good portion of the day. So in anticipation of that, we did have Ashlee move to a separate location for the day so that we could conduct this search with her outside of the residence. We do want to emphasize that this remains an ongoing missing person case and that there have not been any arrests made. We're trying to provide updates and information, any piece of information that we can release that's not going to compromise the investigation. And the overarching goal of that investigation is to bring Melodee home safely.
Melodee was last seen in surveillance images on October 7th before her mother took her on a long road trip.
Those signs always just bring warmth to my heart. Where is Melodee? We're not leaving until we find out. I love it.
Possibly as far away as Nebraska, and return to the Lompoc Valley without her. County sheriffs and the FBI continue to ask for the public's help in finding Melodee. If you have seen Melodee or have any information, please contact the Sheriff's Criminal Investigations Division. And we have their anonymous tip line and web link posted on our mobile app and website. Live.
All right, so guys, real quick. First of all, we're seeing some progress. Obviously, the house has been searched. That's important because if there was any other signs of abuse or neglect, it's possible that the police might be able to discover it during the search warrant. It's also possible that Ashlee has had so much time to basically clean up that home that a lot of evidence that they maybe could have found before is now gone. I don't know why it took so long for them to get this search warrant, but at least we're getting things done. Now, before we move forward, because we got a couple more exhibits to show you guys, I got to give a big shout out to Erica B. Erica B is one of our moderators, and Erica B has been a part of this show from nearly the beginning. I think Erica B was my second subscriber, period. 2nd subscriber. And we want to give a big shout out there because today is her birthday. Let's give her a big yay, man. Today is Erica B's birthday. So Erica B, we want to thank you for everything that you do for the show, for your unwavering dedication to the show, and for you believing in my mission and supporting me on these endeavors. You are amazing, Erica B. All right, now, do us all a big favor and do not tell the chat how old you are, because they will then be privy to a living dinosaur. We love you, Erica B. Big shout out to Jolene Rain with a $2 super chat. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. She said, happy birthday, Erica. Look, it's Erica's birthday and I'm getting the prize. Yeah, baby, I'm getting the prize. All right, so now let's bring it down again. I apologize, guys, for the levity, but we got to come back to this missing beautiful little girl who has been in the wind for way, way, way too long. Vandenberg Village, California, the mother of Melodee Buzzard, the missing 9-year-old, was served with search warrants on Thursday, October 30th at the Vandenberg Village home. Video circulating online shows Ashlee Buzzard speaking to a person appearing to be law enforcement. The Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office, was I saying it was San Bernardino? I was wrong. I'm sorry. This is stuck in my head from the Emmanuel Haro case. This is the Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office confirmed Ashlee was served with the follow-up search warrants of the home, along with a storage locker and the rental car that Melodee was last seen in. That's good that they got that rental car. The problem is the time difference between Melodee and Ashlee driving in Nebraska and that car being rented. That car was probably rented hundreds of times. Probably had smokers in the car. People was doing the naughty in the car. People was transporting drugs in the car. People was taking their families on family vacations in the car. Any and everything that's positive and negative that you could think of was already done in that car. So I'm not sure what probative evidence you're going to get from that car. Not to mention, because of that, what do we expect when we rent a car? We expect that car to smell like new car, right? They have a special spray that they put in the car called new car smell. So every time that car was rented and returned, there was some young guy making minimum wage, because that's usually how much they pay, cleaning that car out from top to bottom and then spraying it with new car spray. So what evidence are we planning on getting from that car? I'm not sure. But little to none is what my mind's eye tells me. Let's keep going. The Sheriff's Office clarifies the case remains a missing person investigation and no arrests have been made at this time. Hold on, let me give a little message to my son. Son, we're going to go out when I'm done with this live, all right? So when your sister wakes up, we're going out. I feel like having some fun. We're going to Dave & Buster's. I just feel like playing video games today. We appreciate the FBI's assistance in today's searches, and Sheriff's Lieutenant Chris Gottschall from the Criminal Investigation Division, he added, in cases like this, every detail matters, and it's invaluable to have additional resources and specialized expertise. Collaboration with our federal partners allow us to ensure we're using every available tool to help bring resolution to this case. Well, that's what we like to hear, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to it. Additional search warrants served mother removed from home during ongoing search for Melodee Buzzard. Authorities are serving search warrants in the case of a missing Vandenberg girl. Let's go ahead and play this one, see if we get a different angle from it. Of course, we're going to have to deal with an ad.
Mustang.
Let's go ahead and pause that real quick. So, Ali Oz says, strategic, the Mexicans do a great job scrubbing cars. Just saying, I'm Mexican, don't get mad. First of all, every time I've gone to Enterprise where I usually rent my cars from, it's usually not a Mexican. But hey, it is what it is. I hear you. You're the expert, so I'll take your word for it. All right, let's keep going. All right.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. You're watching KSBY News at 6. I'm Leslie Molina filling in for Richard Gearhart. We begin tonight with breaking developments on the investigation into missing 9-year-old Melodee Buzzard. Right now, Santa Barbara County Sheriff's detectives and FBI agents are at the girl's home of the girl's mother serving new search warrants. Authorities blocked off a portion of her home on Mars Avenue in Vandenberg Village just hours ago. Melodee was first reported missing on October 14th after Lompoc School.
You know, it's very sad that all we have is like really old pictures of this baby girl. Like, we don't have any pictures of her starting to blossom into a teenager. And so it's so hard to look at these videos and say, oh yeah, That's Melodee that's inside of the surveillance video that we keep getting shown by the sheriff's department from when they were inside of the rental establishment, the car rental store. Like, there's a big gap and divide between Melodee of now and the videos that we have, because this mother kept her so isolated and separated from society and from her family members and her friends. Nobody has an updated picture of her. It's ridiculous. But let's keep going.
Officials noticed her prolonged absence. Officials with the sheriff's department say her mother, Ashlee Buzzard, has been uncooperative with the investigation into her daughter's disappearance. Our community reporter, Crystal Bermudez, has been following the search for Melodee for weeks. She joins us now live with the latest from Vandenberg Village. Crystal?
All these are old pictures.
That's right, Leslie. Right now, I'm here along Mars Avenue in Vandenberg Village. And like you mentioned, the Santa Barbara Sheriff's Department, alongside the FBI, conducted a follow-up search warrant. Since I've been here, we have been seeing some activity going on. We've been hearing some cameras going on.
Somebody typing up a storm in the background. Like, we live right now. Come on, stop the typing.
We've also seen the lights in the garage go on as well. And the investigators right now have been going in and out of the home. I'm going to go ahead and step out of the frame just so you can see some of the activity we've been seeing, as well as CSI that is here right now. I did ask what exactly is being conducted in a much thorough search warrant like this one, but I wasn't able to get much details. But investigators say this is a secondary, more detailed search as they continue to look for clues in what remains a missing person case. Ashlee was temporarily moved from the home as detectives executed the warrant. She has not been detained or arrested, but I'm going to go ahead and show you.
All right, I got a great gift for Erica B and for the show that I'm about to share with you guys in just a second. Let's keep going.
Just what spokesperson Raquel Zix mentioned earlier and what goes into an investigation like this.
We're doing multiple searches, and that we're utilizing our partners at the FBI that have some really, great equipment, training, experienced people, all of those things. We're coming at this investigation with from every angle and with everything that we have access to.
And like I mentioned, I was here earlier this morning. I did see those detectives here on scene relocating Ashlee Buzzard. Raquel also mentions to me that they are aware that this case has now become a national story, and they are surveilling the area, making sure that both Ashlee and neighbors remain safe. As of right now, there are no further developments in the ongoing investigation involving Melodee, but Raquel did mention to me this is part of it, what we're seeing behind me right now. Again, to get every angle into finding Melodee Buzzard. I'll continue to bring you more developing updates as they become available, but for now, I'll send it right back to you in the studios, Leslie.
All right, so check this out, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, big shout out to whoever gave us coffee. We do appreciate you. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Now, in celebration of Erica B's birthday, longtime supporter of the channel and moderator, and also for us making 100,000 subscribers. We're still working on that celebration show. We're going to have that. It's going to be awesome. We're going to give a lot of free things away, right? I'm going to be giving right now in the chat. Get ready to click that link in 3, 2, 1. Done. 20 gift memberships to the Patreon. 20 gift memberships to the Patreon. The link was just dropped in the chat. Better be the first to get it. 20 gift memberships. Let's keep going. Ashlee Banfield.
And Elizabeth Meza is Melodee's aunt. Thank you, both of you, so much for being with me tonight. Obviously, there's a lot of breaking information that's happening, and this search is going on right now at Ashlee Buzzard's house. There's a canine search at the house. They're searching a storage locker. They're also searching the rental car. Are police or authorities keeping you in the loop as to any of what's going on?
Not really. We spoke to the news girl that's been following it. She called and just let us know what was going on, and that Ashlee was actually not arrested or detained. She was moved out of the home so they could search. But as far as detectives, we've called, left messages, and they haven't returned any calls. So we've been in the dark.
So What do you make of this imagery that we've got now? The FBI is there. We've seen plainclothes police officers showing up and taking her with a packed bag in a van. Do you have any idea what might be going on here?
No idea. I mean, they must have probable cause to, you know, be searching, obviously. Maybe she said something. I mean, I don't know. It's all speculation at this point. We're just waiting for her to let us know where Melodee is so we could bring her home safe.
I mean, that is the goal of everyone. The police who are working on this, the neighbors who are keeping an eye on what's going on out in front of that house. There was that other video that I just played early on about showing Ashlee Buzzard taking down all of those missing child posters that were out on the front, front sidewalk out in front of her house. It just breaks my heart to see video like this, and I can't imagine what this is like for you guys.
Yeah, it was extremely hard to watch that because, you know, I know my niece went out there, my mother-in-law and family members, and put signs up there.
Wow.
Not only for the community to see it, but for Ashlee to remember, you know, that.
It's kind of weird because it looks like she's like examining the signs as she's like picking them up. It's like, I don't know. It's like normally when people do stuff like that, we've seen stuff like this before in these high profile cases. They'll literally just grab them up, you know, roll them up together and take them away. It's like she's taking care to examine them, flipping them over, looking at both sides before neatly stacking them in her hands. Very, very weird. For some reason that stands out to me, but let's keep going.
You have this beautiful daughter, and we want her back. We want her safe. And for her to just rip them down like they didn't mean anything, it's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
So I'm curious about what you said.
Like she's very gentle with them. It's really weird. Big shout out to everybody who was able to get that free gift membership, the 20 free gift memberships to the Patreon. I hope you guys enjoy it. And then when your free membership is over in 30 days, we do hope that you guys continue your membership as paid members and keep supporting the channel. Just want to throw that out there. Hope you guys enjoy.
About those who set those posters up. Do you know specifically who put the posters out that she's tearing down?
I wouldn't characterize that as tearing down, more so removing. I mean, it makes a difference to me because it's like something's going on with this lady.
My niece Karina did.
I myself did put a poster up.
So do either of you know if Ashlee put any of those posters up? I mean, it's her daughter, and I've been in this business a long time. You cannot keep a mother away from the press or police when their child is missing. They're clamoring for attention. They're clamoring for information. They're handing out the flyers themselves. They are not tearing, signs down.
Yeah, no, she did not put any of those up. She didn't, but she ripped them all down.
It's really distressing to see that. And again, here's this other video of the van showing up with the officers. Are the neighbors able to give you any further information about what they could hear? Because you can see some of the neighbors out front there, and they're sort of within earshot of what's happening. Were they able to shed any information about what happened when these officers, well, I'm going to just call them what appear to be officers, because we don't know for sure if they're officers. But did you hear anything about what was said?
All right, before she gets into that, really good question about what the neighbors are saying. We're gonna give a big shout out to Aki, longtime collaborator. She likes to call herself the manager of the show. Queen Moderator just gave a 5-gift membership to the show. So if you're lucky enough to have gotten that 5-gift membership, please do thank Aki. And Sarah Adams, longtime supporter of the show, even came on the show, gave us some behavioral analysis on the Madeline Soto case. Big shout out to her. Gave us a $5 super chat. Says congrats on 100,000K. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Oma Leo, or Leah rather, is celebrating 1-month membership on a White Shield level. That's a very high level. We do appreciate you. White Shield level. Hey all, finally made alive. Love your channel, Strategic. Thank you and welcome. welcome. We're happy that you support us, but we're even happier that you're here to join us on a live, because this is where we build community here. This is True Crime with Strategic. This is what it's all about, the community that we have when we're here doing these live shows. Sarah Adams is also celebrating 11 months as a recruit member. We do appreciate her for supporting the channel that long. And Kimberly gave us a 5-gift membership to 5 lucky people. Wow, these are coming in like fire, man. We appreciate it. So thank you, Kimberly. And for those people who got that free gift membership, this is money out of these folks' pockets for you to get access to exclusive content. Please make sure you thank Kimberly for that gift membership. And lastly, but hopefully not the end of it, but newest, whatever, I don't know, Jamie MP, a longtime supporter of the channel with a $3 super sticker. Thank you so much, Jamie MP. Let's keep going. So the question on the table from Ashlee Banfield was, what are the neighbors saying about this? What are the neighbors' take on this whole situation? Here's Ashlee right here, Ashlee Buzzard, with her notorious wig on. Like, she has tons of wigs. She's a master of disguise, like the Pink Panther. That's what I call her. She's the Pink Panther. She's a master of disguise. So here she is, presumably talking to a law enforcement officer. I think my department is the only one that requires us to wear, like, real suits. Like, all these other departments, these dudes run around in khaki pants and, like, you know, bowling shirts. I'm the only department where we got to have, you know, and it better be a good suit on. Don't let that suit be one of those polyester suits that for the rack, you know, $300-400. You better have a wool suit for at least $500 to $600, otherwise your supervisor's going to be looking at you like you're crazy. My department is the only department that you got to come correct if you want to call yourself a detective. I'm not making jokes on nobody else. I'm happy for these guys. They can save money. They could go shopping in Walmart. But not my department. You walk in there with a polyester suit, they say, yo, you need some overtime? Don't go home. Work some overtime so you get yourself a quality suit. Anyway, let's keep going. Let's see what the neighbors have to say.
Like the conversation that they had with her?
Well, either the
We didn't
conversation
hear
they had with
anything.
her, or could anybody hear out on the street or the sidewalk what these officers were saying when they were on location?
Oh, no, I haven't heard of anything, what they were talking about or to her. No, they wouldn't. The officers wouldn't even respond when they were asked what agency they were from. They wouldn't even respond to the question.
And no one could overhear what was being said to Ashlee, either as they were arriving or doing this, taking her out?
Not that I'm aware of. Mm-hmm.
So, Corinna and Elizabeth, let me know about the past, because this is not the first time that that Ashlee Buzzard has had troubles and has had Melodee taken away from her. Can you walk me back to those days and what happened, when it was, and what the circumstances were when Melodee was taken away from her?
I'm not sure on like the exact reasons why she was taken away. I can only speak on when I talked to Ashlee previously on why her other child was taken away. But as far as why Melodee was, I'm not sure. I was told it was because she attempted suicide and her mental state was completely unstable and her it was just declining, and so that's why she was taken away.
Right.
But that's what I was told.
Right. Yeah, so guys, at the end of the day, you know we don't make excuses on this channel, but this woman has a documented history of mental illness that spans before she even made this beautiful girl. And so I think this is going to boil down to one of those sad cases. Hopefully, Melodee is okay, but I suspect that somebody would have already come forward and say, hey, Melodee is with me. So if she's still out there in the wind, then most likely she's been trafficked or something like that. And if that's not the case, then most likely she's no longer with us. But regardless of what the outcome is, this is a case that's going to hinge on mental illness. It really is. It's a case that's going to hinge on mental illness. Now, just want to educate you guys on, because we have a member who's asking about last night's members only live. I just want to make sure you guys understand what happened. Not all lives are going to remain available to recruit level members. So you got a lot of people. When I do a live show for the members only, it's for everybody to watch if you catch it live. but the majority of them, when for the replay, will be for people who are patrolling up. And you got to do that because some people, there's different tiers on the membership, and people are paying way more money than others, and you want to make sure that people get value for their support for the show. So last night live was available for everybody, as we normally do, and then after that live was over, it was then upgraded that only patrolling up is able to do it on the replay. So if somebody can, if you are a recruit level and you can, it's always probably advisable to maybe upgrade to patrolling up so you can have access to the majority of the material that we put out there. But we try and make it accessible for everybody. We want everybody to be able to enjoy a membership, but at the same time, the show needs to survive, and most of our content is demonetized. Last night's interview with the survivor of the Vario cruise was demonetized by YouTube. That's the way we get treated on this platform. Really, really sucks. Really sucks that we're trying to empower people, and we're trying to give a voice to the voiceless, and we're trying to cover these cases that other mainstream channels aren't covering. And you have a professional, active duty SVU detective giving you his point of view on these cases, and that still can't be monetized by YouTube, which forces us to then have to rely on members and Patreon. So I apologize for that, and might be a little bit disappointing, but it's what we have to do because we're on a platform that is not fair, basically, just to be honest with you. Let's keep going.
And Corinna, as her sister, this has got to be so heartbreaking. I think I've read accounts in the past that you have made overtures, you've knocked on the door, you've asked if you can help, if there's something that you can do, if your sister, Melodee, has everything she needs. Can you walk me through some of those experiences?
Yeah, so I just been trying to make contact with Ashlee, to get answers, and hoping that she would tell me something as to where Melodee may be or if she's okay.
And did you get any kind of response at all?
No.
What happened when you knocked on the door? Would she actually come to the door? Would she talk through the door? Would she open the door? Like, describe for me what your interactions were like.
So there was one interaction that I did have with her. Going to the door, I was knocking. I waited for her to come out. I was probably there for about 30 minutes. She finally came out to do the laundry, and that is when the news reporter caught it on camera that I went and spoke with Ashlee, asking her if she's okay, if Melodee's okay, if there's anything I could do for them. She did not answer any questions regarding Melodee. Only to let me know that everything has been hard on her and her mental health, and that she didn't appreciate all the attention she's been getting, and the fact that I was there and knocking at the door when she didn't want to answer.
Right. She's definitely nuts. Like, she really thinks in her imaginary world that she can disappear a little angel and nobody should care because it's none of our business. Sorry, honey, it doesn't work that way. Big shout out to Jade McCauley with a 1 gift membership. Whoever got that membership, thank Jade. This is crazy. Let's keep going.
Did she?
Like, we really need to lock her up. And I understand why they haven't done that yet, because they haven't found out where Melodee is. And once you start arresting her, charging her with stuff, she then gets a right to counsel. And once she gets counsel, we'll never speak to her again. There's no attorney that allow her to speak to law enforcement. So what they're doing is, because she's nuts and she hasn't asked for an attorney yet, they're just allowing her under probably a lot of supervision. She's probably being tailed everywhere she goes. There's probably an undercover team that's tailing her every single place that she goes. They probably already have search warrants and court orders to bug her phone, so her phone calls are being monitored. They have preservation orders on all of her social media and all of her internet accounts, so that every time she does anything, transactions, comments, searches, all that stuff is being saved. It cannot be lawfully deleted by those companies. Even if they have like a 2-week retention, 1-week retention, they have to make sure that they put this on a special server that is saved indefinitely because there's a preservation order and search warrants for it. They are 100% surveilling this woman, but they're not taking her in because they don't want her to get lawyered up. They don't want her lawyered up just yet. That's what's happening with Ashlee Buzzard right now. Somebody in the chat said lie detector. A lie detector is worthless for somebody who is a documented mentally ill person. They believe what they're saying. They believe that the demons are talking to them. They believe that there's somebody in the room when there's nobody in the room. So if you give them a lie detector test, if her delusions is that she sent Melodee to a better place to go live with a better family, but she's talking about that better place is God, but she's not telling you it's God, if you ask her that question, she's going to pass that she's still alive and she's living in a better place because she's crazy. She literally believes what she thinks. So a lie detector test is going to do nothing in this case. Let's keep going.
She seem hostile towards you?
No, she doesn't really have like much emotion. Like very just straight face, like no emotion at all.
Elizabeth, this notion that Ashlee took Melodee, if the surveillance pictures are what we hear they are, and that is
she really chewing bubble gum? I mean, no disrespect to her at all. We appreciate what she's doing, giving a voice to Melodee, but like you're on national television, bringing awareness to this little girl, trying to figure out where she's at, and you're chewing bubble gum. Okay, let's keep going.
Is that they're at a car rental agency in California and that car drove all the way to Nebraska and back. Do you have any idea if...
And this is not orange Red Bull, Sarah. This is the zero sugar sparkling ice soda. I drink these a lot. So I found it in a canned version, but usually I'm drinking the bottle version, but I don't mess with sugar. So every time you see me drink something, it's never going to have sugar in it. Never. Let's keep going.
Ashlee Buzzard has a connection to Nebraska, or if her daughter, and I can't imagine this at 9 years old, Melodee has a connection to Nebraska.
No, I have no idea. I mean, talking to her in the past, she never mentioned Nebraska. She never mentioned very much family or friends at all, actually. So when we heard Nebraska and Kansas, that was like shocking to us because she never talked about any other family besides her mom and her daughter. And they're both local, so no.
Well, not suggesting that this is the reason, but it is a hub for trafficking, human trafficking, sex trafficking, and that would make me think that the police would be knocking on your door, asking as many questions as they could about
I didn't even know that Nebraska is a hub for human trafficking. This is crazy. Let's look this up.
You know about Ashlee Buzzard and a connection to Nebraska. Have they been asking you for whatever information you might have about this woman and her daughter?
No, I talked to a detective probably about 2 weeks ago, and it was very brief, and he said he would keep us posted. And I actually called the Omaha Police Department to leave a message because I was getting tips sent in to me, so I had wanted to forward them, and nobody has responded either. My mother-in-law has gone down to the detective, the sheriff's department, to try to speak with them, and we're getting no replies at all.
So you got tips that people sent to you, and you tried to give them to the local police who are searching for Melodee, and they weren't interested?
Not that they weren't interested, they're just not replying. Like, you leave a message on a voicemail, and I haven't heard back anything.
Wow, no follow-up. All right, well, Corinna and Elizabeth, thank you so much for spending time with me tonight. We are all praying that...
So I'm looking at the statistics for, I went to the Nebraska Human Trafficking Task Force, which is the law enforcement. Basically, let's bring it over here for you guys. This is the collaborative law enforcement unit that basically investigates human trafficking in the state. So it's going to have FBI, sheriff's departments, local PDs, all of those state police people. All of them are going to be a part of this task force. It doesn't look like there's a very high volume of human trafficking allegations inside of that state. So they got 27 convictions. I was hoping to see more than that based off of what Ashlee Banfield said. These folks got varying degrees of sentences between 1 to 50 years. Some people got 20 years to life. Let's see here. It looks like their hotline. So this is not necessarily indicative of all the calls, but I'm pretty sure some of these calls are coming in locally. They're coming in through 911. But on their specific tip line, they only had 113 calls in 2014. That's not a lot. That's a little bit. 113 calls. 94 law enforcement tips, 15 law enforcement dispatches, and 4 requests for resources. Now, this is just their hotline. It's not indicative of all the ex-trafficking cases that were brought up in Nebraska, or complaints rather. But even for their tip line, that seems kind of low. But I don't have, just so this cursory search is just looking at one entity that deals with trafficking in the state of Nebraska. I don't have all of the statistics that Ashlee might have had that help her come to this conclusion. Let's get back to it.
There's a safe return of Melodee, your sister, your niece, and we'll stay on this as well. And I hope you'll join us again as we continue to watch what's happening in this search and what they find. Thank you again for this, and God bless.
All right, big shout out to Ashlee Banfield. Love her stuff. Always supportive and of what she does, and I'm a fan and I'm subscribed. And I would definitely encourage you guys to go and support Ashlee Banfield as well on News Nation, as well as on her own show. And I believe, where's her show at? I think I had it pulled up. We'll get to it. But she has her own YouTube show, which I think is awesome. So let's keep going. This is Matt Thibodeau. We definitely show mad love to Matt Thibodeau on his channel as well. We watch a lot of his stuff. He's a very popular TikToker, but he does have other platforms that he posts on as well. And he's going to show us video of the mother removing signs away from her property that is requesting for her daughter to be returned safe and secure. Let's do it. Very grainy, but you can see it. All right, there we go. Let's rock out to the next one. This is the sheriff's statement. Detectives serves additional search warrants and ongoing search for Melodee Buzzard. I keep calling her Buzzard. Like, I just want it just sounds like so sophisticated French to me, but it's not. Like Buzzard, Melodee Buzzard, but it's not. It's Buzzard. And let's keep going. Sheriff's detectives are sharing an update on their investigation into missing at-risk 9-year-old Melodee Buzzard on Thursday, October 30th, 2025. Sheriff's detectives, along with the FBI, served follow-up search warrants at the home of Ashlee and Melodee Buzzard in the 500 block of Mars Avenue, as well as a storage locker and the rental car that Melodee was last seen in. In anticipation of the need for access to the residence during the search for an extended time, detective escorted Ashlee to an alternative location that would not interfere with their ability to conduct a thorough search. This case remains a missing person investigation. There have been no arrests made in this case. We appreciate the FBI's assistance in today's searches, said Sheriff's Lieutenant Chris Goschel from the Criminal Investigation Division. He added, in cases like this, every detail matters, and it is invaluable to have additional resources and specialized expertise. Collaboration with our federal partners allows us to ensure we're using every available tool to help bring resolution to this case. Now, what's going on with California, ladies and gentlemen? What's going on with California? We got Melodee still missing, no clue, no leads as to where she might be. We've got D4VD running around unarrested, no clues to what happened. his underage girlfriend, allegedly. What's happening in California? Anyway, let's keep going. And big shout out to whoever gave us that some coffee. We appreciate you. Let's keep going.
I'm Ashlee Banfield, and this is Drop Dead Serious, and the shoe just dropped. The shoe just dropped in California.
All right, so we're going to fast forward real quick to 150. Once again, this is Ashlee Banfield on her personal podcast, Drop Dead Serious. Big shout out to her.
Have been searching at that house for hours. And they brought a dog with them, too, a canine, to help look for evidence. I can't tell you if it's a canine cadaver dog or if it's another kind of canine, because they do have specialties. But as it turns out, the house isn't the only place that agents are searching. 3 different searches are going on tonight. Law enforcement, they've been combing through a storage locker, and they've also been...
People are asking if they can compel Ashlee Buzzard to cooperate. You cannot compel anyone to do anything in America. And if they subpoena her, then now she's entitled to counsel. And counsel can then tell her to plead the fifth. So you can't make people do anything in America. The only time you could probably force somebody to cooperate is if you give them immunity or immunity. If you give them immunity, then you could compel them to cooperate because you are saying you can't be charged. Can't be charged. And even then, a person doesn't have to talk. There might be consequences for them not talking, but they don't have to talk. You can't make anybody do anything in America. Let's keep going.
Searching the rental car that Melodee was last seen in with her mother. God forbid that the rental agency didn't clean that car so well there's nothing left. Because you know that's what happens. You bring your rental car back, you drive it into the long line, and they usually check you out right away, and they try to get it back, circulating pretty quickly. And we know that it took some time, right? We know it took time, like at least 4 days before school officials reported Melodee missing, and police went back 3 days and found the video at the car rental place where they took the car out with Melodee in it, but came back 3 days later and she wasn't there. I don't know if they're going to have a car that wasn't cleaned. I don't know if there's any forensics left in that rental car. But
hey, I didn't see this. I'm reacting to this live with you guys, and then we just say this. And listen, I'm just saying, like, great minds think alike. Ashlee's a veteran at this. She's been doing true crime for a very long time, on a very high level. And I just told you guys that you're not going to find any forensics in that car, or it'll be very difficult for you to find forensics in that car. And what is Ashlee saying? The same exact thing Miss Banfield is saying. Let's keep going.
You know what? Stranger things have happened. I saw blue bubblegum bust something wide open in a rental car before. But according to police, Melodee's mother, Ashlee, has been, quote, escorted to an alternate location that would not interfere with their ability to conduct a thorough search. An alternate location. Wonder what that means.
All right, so we're going to skip ahead to the 20-minute mark because our next the next bookmark that we had was her throwing out the posters, and we've already seen that. So I don't want to just play everything on Ashlee Banfield's show. I want you guys to go ahead and watch this on your own as well. So let's go ahead and start over here where they're going to be discussing Nebraska. In News Nation, she said it was a trafficking hub of the nation, basically Nebraska. I looked it up and I wasn't impressed with the statistics that I saw off of that one agency, the task force. So now let's give Ashlee one more time to convince us. Let's get Ms. Banfield another opportunity to convince us. Supposedly she's going to have a lot of statistics to back up what she said. Let's listen to it.
Just a case anymore. It is a race against time.
And my energy is kind of low, guys, and I apologize. For some reason, I'm having some acid reflux in my chest, which is very uncomfortable. I don't typically suffer from that. It's not something that I typically have to deal with. So I'm here doing this live, and I'm very uncomfortable in my chest right now. So I apologize for that, because believe me, I'm very excited to do the show. I'd love to be doing my usual, jumping and screaming and hollering, but there is some physical discomfort that I'm dealing with. Let's keep going.
And frankly, there is something that's been really bothering me ever since police brought up that little fact about Nebraska, a road trip to Nebraska. They told reporters the road trip to Nebraska was 3 days and that she came home alone without her kid. Here's why that bothers me. It is no secret, especially among law enforcement, that Nebraska is said to be a hub for sex traffickers and human traffickers. And when you think of Nebraska's geography, I mean, it makes sense. I just Google it right now, have the map up, and this will make sense when I start explaining. Nebraska is located at the crossroads of Interstate 80 and numerous other interstates, like I-29. And that kind of corridor makes it a central transit point for traffickers. They can move their victims quickly and easily across state lines. It's easy to get in and it's easy to get out of the state by using that crossroads. So it's a strategic location for traffickers. Authorities also say that Nebraska's urban centers like Omaha and Lincoln, they say they're high-risk areas for sex trafficking. Their words, not mine. The state itself has a huge population of low-wage workers, many of them from agricultural and meatpacking industries, and that many of those workers are either migrants or vulnerable populations with limited legal protections. Yeah, which means they're easily trafficked, right? Super easy to pick them off and traffic them out. And on top of that, Nebraska draws huge sporting events. Those sporting events bring in millions of tourists, and that is a ripe environment for sex workers.
Okay.
So bring them in along those corridors.
All right.
Sadly,
I see what she's saying. Like, I think I will agree with her. Like I said, I only saw one statistic, and it's not indicative of all the cases that come into that state. So, yeah, there's a very big migrant population out there. There's very low wages out there. It's basically part of the breadbasket of the country. So it's a lot of farm, and farms don't pay a lot of money. Very low margin business, and so you're not going to get paid a lot as a laborer. And it's also a business where the workers are low skilled, so you're not going to even command a lot of money because what they're looking for you is physical labor that doesn't require a lot of intellect to get that labor done. So I can see that. And then they do have big football country out there in Nebraska, NASCAR, a lot of sporting events happen in that area. And so, like she said, you're going to have a lot of prostitution, a lot of it. So, yeah, let's keep going.
the state is seen by traffickers to be a good place to work, basically. You know, they think that there's weak penalties in Nebraska for traffickers. And it's a bit of a haven for bad guys doing bad things. It's estimated that close to 1,000 people are sold for sex each month in Nebraska, with many of those people sold multiple times.
I mean, these are low population states. So proportional to the population, that might be a lot. But if you go to like Cali or New York, 1,000 people's being sold every hour or every minute. Like every 10 seconds, 1,000 people's being sold for sex in New York. So that's kind of low, but like that's low probably by New York standards in California, because these are massive population states. But proportional to the population, I probably would say that maybe that's high for Nebraska, but that's not a lot for like high density states. Let's keep going.
It's not as though Nebraska's blind to this. Look, the traffickers may think it's an easy place with lax laws, but Nebraska, the state itself, has tried to combat this problem. They established the Nebraska Human Trafficking Task Force.
Yeah, we just saw.
And there are organizations like Lily Haven
that, right there,
that have stepped in to help victims in Nebraska with like shelter and legal services and even just general support, food, the basics. But the fact remains, it is a place to buy and sell people easily. And sometimes those people are children. So if I were a betting woman, and you know I am, those men who collected Ashlee Buzzard and her little packed bag from her home today and then drove away with her in their van, my feeling is they plan to take her on yet another road trip. Probably back to Nebraska. Back to the latest place, the last place that they saw her with Melodee, or that Melodee was seen alive with her mom, right? back to the place that Ashlee was last seen before returning home without that little girl. If I had to hazard a guess, they have seized everything from her, every piece of electronics that they could flip when they went through that house, right? Because
I don't think that they're doing a cognitive recreation with Ashlee Buzzard, because that would require her to be cooperating, and I don't think that she's cooperating. I think it's more likely they took her to a mental health institution, and I do agree with what the family members said, that they believe that she was decompensating and that they took her to a mental health institution. And it makes perfect sense to me if you're decompensating, but you're still a little bit lucid, that you're like, okay, well, can I at least take a bag with me? Because she knows what's going to happen to her. She's been through this before, so she'd at least want some clean panties and some T-shirts or something like that. And that's probably what was inside of that little bag. But I don't think that they took her back to Nebraska. But I do agree that they have taken every single electronic device that she owns, because if she did bring Melodee to Nebraska to traffic her, there would have had to have been some communication between her and the traffickers in Nebraska. She just didn't drive to Nebraska and say, hey, where are the traffickers at? Oh, yeah, you can have her. I'm out. There had to have been some communication between Ashlee and these unknown individuals, if that is, in fact, what happened. We're going to move on to the next one. Big shout out to Court TV. Let's see what they got going on.
We're doing multiple searches, and that we're utilizing our partners at the FBI that have some really, great equipment, training, experienced people, all of those things. We're coming at this investigation with from every angle and with everything that we have access to. We have not been able to locate the child as of yet.
We want answers! We want answers!
So is an arrest in the future for mom Ashlee Buzzard. Detectives searching her home as her daughter Melodee remains missing. Plus, I thought I had died. Teacher Abby Werner's emotional testimony, reliving the day that she got shot.
I was watching a little bit of that. It was very interesting, very sad to hear this teacher talk about. This is a case that happened a little while back. I think you guys should definitely consider going to just watch it. But this teacher, this little young boy brought a gun to school, and the students notified the teachers, and the teachers went to the assistant principal and told her multiple times, listen, this kid has a gun, this kid has a gun, this kid has a gun. And the assistant principal, there's nothing we can do. We can't search the kid. We can't do nothing. Just basically brushed it off until this kid pulled the gun out of his bag and shot his teacher. So right now is the civil case. This is weird, though, because normally the civil case happens after the criminal case, but this is happening in reverse. So this is a civil case, and then the principal, this assistant principal, who's currently being sued by this victim, is going to now face criminal charges, and they charged her with some very serious crimes related to the shooting. And I believe that the mother was charged too. The mother was charged. I don't remember what the outcome of that case was, but the mother was charged because she did not properly secure her weapon, and the son was able to get access to the weapon and then shoot the teacher. But anyway, let's keep going.
By a 6-year-old student. And time seems to be ticking for Wendy Adelson. Is anything going to happen? Well, Mama Donna's behind. Right now, let's turn to some brand new developments in the case of missing 9-year-old child Melodee Buzzard. Her mom, Ashlee Buzzard, served with some search warrants, was seen walking to a car with law enforcement on Thursday.
Hi, my name is Chris. I'm with KSBY News. Can you confirm if you're with the FBI or if you're with investigators?
The Santa Barbara Sheriff's Office says in part that sheriff's detectives, along with the FBI, served up some follow-up search warrants at the home of Ashlee and Melodee Buzzard. This is in the 500 block of Mars Avenue, as well as a storage locker was searched. So was the rental car. That was searched too, that Melodee was last seen in. So the home, the storage locker, and the rental car all searched. This anticipation in the need for access to the residence. During the search for an extended amount of time, detectives escorted Ashlee Buzzard to an alternative location so it wouldn't interfere with the search. Now, the case remains a missing persons investigation. That's what they're calling it, still a missing persons case. No arrests made. Police say they're focusing on a 3-day-long period between October the 7th, when this photo you see here was taken. That's when Melodee was at the rental car business with her mom. And these are screen grabs from the surveillance camera. And she's wearing a wig there at the rental car agency.
This is crazy, man. This is just nuts. Where is this girl? Where is she? 9-year-old Melodee Buzzard. Where is Melodee Buzzard? Where did Ashlee Buzzard, her mother, take her? This doesn't make any sense. Where is she? And if she did something to this little girl, I do wholly and totally believe that this woman is mentally ill. But if she did something to this girl, if this girl is no longer with us at the hands of her mother, we need to put the mother out of her misery. What are we going to do with her in our society? There's no place for her in our society if she took this little girl's life. It's truly how I feel. I really, as I'm getting older, I used to be super duper liberal. And we're not talking about politics right now, so don't take the word liberally, personally if you're liberal. I used to be super liberal. I did not believe in the death penalty. I felt it was inhumane, the whole nine. And since I've gotten into my late 30s, early 40s, I'm 41 now, I am all for the code of Hammurabi. I'm all for an eye for an eye. I'm not talking about immigration. I'm not talking about taxes. I'm not talking about social welfare programs. I'm not talking about none of that stuff. This is true crime. All I'm talking about is crime and punishment. Since I've gotten into my 40s, it's over. I don't want to hear that mumbo jumbo, give people a hug bull crap. The code of Hammurabi. An eye for an eye. If she's mentally ill, I'm sorry. I feel bad for you. But if you took Melodee's life, you got to go. There's no place for you in our society. Done. The state should remove her from our ranks. So I hope Melodee is alive. I really do hope that she's alive. But if mommy took her life, mommy got to go. By the state, that is. No vigilantes, by the state. She needs to get her due process in court. And if she's found guilty of taking Melodee's life, she's got to go. That's how I feel. And I'm not going to waver. I'm not going to pretend like that's not the case. This is how I feel. An eye for an eye to curl the Hammurabi. Let's keep going.
Has investigators, and probably you at home, very suspicious of why she would be in disguise with her mom on that trip from California to Nebraska. So let's talk about whether there can be an arrest for mom Ashlee Buzzard sued. I've been saying all week, cuff her already, cuff her. Last week, it was last Monday, the Daily Mail reported she had 72 hours to cooperate or else police were saying you're going to face arrest. And she hasn't cooperated, and so why hasn't she been arrested? Let's discuss that. Let's bring in the former head of the homicide unit in Norfolk County, Massachusetts, attorney Rick Grundy. Let's bring in celebrity attorney and family law expert Randy Kessler. And let's bring in retired NYPD deputy inspector and the author of the book Once a Cop, Corey Pegues. Good morning to you all. Wow, what a power panel this is. Corey, I want to start with you in the case investigation. Tell us what you're thinking is going on here with mom, please.
Well, thanks for having me. Well, the first thing that I'm thinking is she probably knows something. You made a very good point.
Yo, he sounds just like Eric Adams, the current mayor of New York City. He literally sounds just like that dude. Anyway, let's keep going.
She should be arrested. She should be arrested. The police are going to give her enough rope to hang herself. She's eventually, if in fact she has something to do with it, she's going to make a mistake. We don't want to just immediately go out and throw the bracelets on her to handcuff her. We're going to let her act like everything is fine. This is a missing person. Obviously, we're looking at it as more than a missing person. As investigators, we're really trying to drill down what happened to this child and where is she. But we're not going to put the bracelets on her. We're going to let her stay out, and eventually she will do something, and we'll get a clue. So we want to arrest her when we really have an ironclad case to put the bracelets on her.
That makes sense. So going back to what you said, Corey, about give her enough rope to hang herself here. So we know she goes on this trip from California to Nebraska, comes back without her daughter, Melodee, and she rents a car to take that trip. That's how, fortunately, investigators know that Melodee was alive on October the 7th. Corey, this is a tough question, but this is the reality, as upsetting as it is. Do you think there's hope that Melodee Buzzard can be brought home alive?
Well, Julie, we've talked about this for years. I'm always going to hold out hope until the last minute. We've seen cases where, we find people 5, 6, 7 years later. Let's just hope. I'm always going to keep hope alive.
I mean, we definitely want her to be alive. Big shout out to everybody who's watching. We got a lot of people watching early this Saturday morning. 391 people watching the show right now. Please hit that like button, support the channel so we can get into the algorithm, get even more people in here, join the family. And if you're watching this and you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, please consider subscribing to True Crime Strategic. We do appreciate you.
Believe that God is protecting this child and she's somewhere, and they'll bring her back home to safety.
Yes.
That's my opinion on this.
Yes, we're all hoping for that for sure, Corey. Thank you. Let's talk a little bit about what may have occurred in Nebraska. Rick Grundy, tapping into your experience working lots of homicide cases. I keep thinking, if mom wanted to commit a homicide here, why go to Nebraska to do it? What's in Nebraska? I keep thinking about that. If she didn't want her daughter any longer, what's there? And then I keep thinking about whether her daughter could have been sold.
Right.
I would love for you to weigh in on that possibility, Rick.
Well, that's definitely got to be a focal point of the investigation. What is the connection to Nebraska and this particular suspect in this matter? Going back in both her life and that of the child's as well. Is there somebody in Nebraska that could be a part of this? If the child is being used for nefarious purposes, is there a co-defendant up there, or is it simply the location, something about the location? Gathering information with respect to the travel of the rental vehicle should be enlightening with respect to following up on that. But that's got to be the first layers of the onion to peel away, is what is in Nebraska that drew this woman with her child in disguise.
Right, Rick. I'm sure.
But the problem is that if she is in fact mentally ill, which has been documented for years prior to this mystery that we're trying to figure out, you can't really quantify or understand why she would choose Nebraska, because the choice of Nebraska might lie within the realm of her mental illness, whatever delusions or, I don't know, fantasy she was thinking and envisioning. We may never know. We may never know why she chose Nebraska. Now, if she did sell this girl, then maybe the answer lies in the statistics that Ashlee Banfield has read out to us, that this is a hub, a transit point for trafficking. But I don't know. I really think this woman is mentally ill. But in my world, her mental illness does not shield her from the consequences of her actions. Like I said, if she did something to Melodee that she can't take back because Melodee is no longer with us, mommy's got to go.
Weekend Bed investigators are there on the ground right now trying to answer those questions you raised. Thank you. And so it's a real possibility. She could have been killed. She could have been trafficked. If she is alive, and that is the hope we all have. Randy Kessler, I want to tap into your expertise with family law.
All right, so we're going to stop this right here, and we're going to definitely encourage you to go over to Ashlee, show her some love, and see what she's cooking over there on her channel. This is our last exhibit for the day, and then we'll call it a day. I got to go hang out with the kids, have some fun. But definitely, we're here giving a voice to the voiceless. We appreciate all the support that we got, and everybody who gave a free gift membership. And everybody who's watching, make sure you hit that like button and make sure you subscribe. Let's keep going.
Southern California girl has not been seen since she was spotted on surveillance video with her mother weeks ago. ABC's Melissa Don joins us now from Los Angeles with the latest. Melissa, good morning.
Whit, good morning. So new search warrants have been served in the investigation for missing 9-year-old Melodee Buzzard from Santa Barbara County. On Thursday night, sheriff's detectives and FBI agents revisited the home of Melodee's mother, Ashlee Buzzard. Officials officials also searched a storage locker and the rental car that Melodee was last seen in. Now, investigators say the 9-year-old girl left with her mother on a trip to Nebraska and Kansas in early October. But when her mother returned 3 days later, Melodee was not with her. According to authorities, Ashlee has not cooperated with the investigation. She was actually escorted by the sheriff department to another location while they searched her home so that she would not, quote, interfere. Now, Melodee's last known whereabouts were captured on camera at a Santa Barbara County car rental business on October 7th, in which Melodee is seen wearing a hooded sweatshirt and what appears to be a wig. Investigators say they believe the wig was to alter Melodee's appearance. Now, the sheriff's office says the case remains a missing person investigation and no arrests have been made at this time as the search for Melodee expands across multiple states.
Turning now to the urgent search.
All right, that's crazy. Yeah. So hopefully we'll get some information soon, guys. This is heartbreaking. If you do have any information, please, inside of the description of this video, I made sure that I put the contact information for the FBI and for the Sheriff's Department. Make sure you contact them and you notify them of whatever information you may have. Today was an amazing day because, well, I meant to say last night, because we had that opportunity to have that conversation with that survivor. So please make sure you guys go check out that video. We did that last night. It's an interview, a live show that we did with a survivor of Davario's Cruz, who is the murderer of Dante Campbell. All right. One of the stories that we're covering right now. I'm a little tired. I got indigestion. I'm tired because last night my daughter had me up until 2:30 in the morning watching Weapons, that movie Weapons. And I cracked jokes on her because I was not that satisfied with Weapons. Weapons sucked. It was an interesting movie, but the marketing for the movie did not match the movie. I thought it was going to be scarier. It was not as scary as it was marketed. So big thumbs down for Weapons. It's not a bad movie. If I could do it like a 4 thumbs or 5, let's say 5 stars, I would give Weapons 3. Okay, it's not a bad movie, but it's not as scary as one thought it would be. It ended up kind of being, to me, a little bit of a satire of a scary movie because the witch, the main antagonist, was not that scary. Wasn't that scary at all. And then now I'm getting this indigestion. So I'm a mess right now. I don't know what's going on, but we're going to figure it out. So anyway, guys, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching the show today. Make sure you hit the like button on your way out the door, guys. Also, we do have a merch store. I'm going to bring that merch store up again because I love our merch store. So in the chat right now, you'll see a link tree. When you click that link tree, you come here to a landing page that has all of our social media and all of the various platforms that you can find True Crime with Strategic on. Now, the first link is to the email. The reason why it's the first link is because that's how you reach me. And that's how you send me tips for stories that you want me to cover. So that's that first link is the email. So if you want to contact True Crime Strategic, you hit that link. The second link below it is our merch store, which we're very proud of. When you click that link, you come to our merch store. And right now we're having a sale. And also if you hit this link right here, you get the opportunity to get some additional percentages off if you're lucky on that spin the wheel thing. But you'll see that we have a sale right now. We're always kind of running sales, so it's always a good idea to keep checking in with the store. And you'll see some of the merchandise that we have to offer. And there you go. We want to hear from you, okay? All right, guys? So definitely the holidays is coming up. Hit that link. Buy some merch for your family and your friends with $16 t-shirts. You go on other YouTube channels, no disrespect to them, no shade, but they're charging you $30 for a t-shirt. $16 for a t-shirt here on True Crime Strategic. $16. For like really, really high quality graphic t-shirts, $24. You can't beat that, ladies and gentlemen. Just can't beat that, okay? So please do support the channel. Go get yourself some merch. We have mugs, shirts, bags, the whole nine. We also have another store that we call our Dashery store. And the Dashery store allows you to buy even more complex designs on True Crime with Strategic merch. So please do support the channel and make sure that you're getting your merch, that you are showing your love for the channel, wearing it, being a walking advertisement for our show, and at the same time being stylish. So, that's about it. We'll see you guys on the next one. Strategic is out of here. We're going to put out the old outro this time. Peace.